Through open dialogue and good faith mediation, we were able to come together to resolve concerns.
Police Chief Greg Fowler and Cohutta Mayor Ron Shinnick claimed everything was resolved last week, but now...
The chief stopped me and said, "I need to talk to you." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Per the mayor, the PD has been dissolved and we've all been terminated effective immediately," which was at 8:30 this morning.
So I want you all to imagine walking into work and then you see that your entire police department has been terminated immediately. Well, that's the reality for Cohutta police officers. They say that they got this sign on their front door saying that they were terminated immediately, and it actually came from Mayor Ron Shinnick.
And I'm more sorry, not even just for myself, but other officers who this was their only source of income.
There's no retaliation, some circumstances changed.
Mayor Ron Shinnick was walking out of the town hall when I asked him, is this firing came out of retaliation?
Occasionally college football programs, you have to change the coach, and some people like it, some don't, and that's just kind of the way it happens.
The mayor says it comes down to a Facebook post by the department. When we asked the sergeant, he pointed to this comment saying, "Waiting on audit, the town council voted to have completed and GBI requested be handled as well." Did your wife basically, when you came home from the meeting, was she like, those officers need to be fired now and that's why they're fired?
No, you got... it's a small town, and it's hard to get people to work in a small town.
From Cohutta, I'm Jakai Spikes, News Channel.
The neighbors coming by and just assuming. They shouldn't assume anything.
Back in November when we came to this home, there was tires all in the road, preventing neighbors from being able to drive by. But we came back today to check in, and now the tires are gone. But neighbors are still concerned about what the Tennessee Department of Conservation calls sewage buckets being dumped in the creek. This video from a neighbor shows Christine Stewart, the owner of this home's husband, dumping a bucket filled with brown liquids by the creek. So we asked Stewart if it was sewage waste in that bucket that's being dumped in this creek on a regular basis.
It's dirty mop water.
Okay.
And also I put onions and stuff like that in it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an outhouse behind our house. It's not an outhouse, it's a porta potty.
Okay. So that's when we brought up to Stewart these photos of the citations she received from the Tennessee Department of Conservation back in September of 2024.
And as far as that picture of that stuff, I don't know what that was. There was a picture of
the sewage?
A bucket and a dirty napkin, but it wasn't sewage.
An environmentalist who's not affiliated with this case at all tells us that it doesn't matter whether it's sewage or dirty mop water that's going in the creek. It's both toxic to the public waterways.
Raw sewage and gray water, which is just household water, is both classified as when it's being illegally dumped as an illicit discharge.
Director of Operations at Waterways, Brooke Fleeman, says that E. coli can transfer to the water.
The state and federal entities will say that waterway is not supporting for recreation, so it becomes a human health danger as well, just for swimming, fishing, and other types of recreation.
But Stewart tells us this is beyond her control because her water has been shut off.
We're having to go to court. We go to court over this stuff, and see, I didn't do none of it, and I feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick.
From Bradley County, I'm Jakai Spikes, News Channel 9.
It should be available to the public that, they're in the position of serving their county and the people.
This is what we found when we first looked into government transparency and the new Tennessee state law requiring governing bodies to post meeting agendas on their websites, with several counties not complying. Since our story aired about the new Tennessee state law that would require governing bodies to post their agendas online, Bledsoe is one of those counties in our viewing area that started posting their agendas and minutes on their website. But Bledsoe isn't the only one who complied with state laws after our story aired. Sequatchie County now posts their agendas to their website. The McMinn County clerk also started posting agendas to this Facebook page and their website. However, the only county in our region that's still not complying with the new state law.
After the meeting, those minutes are available in the clerk's office, and if somebody wishes to see the possible agenda for that night, they can always ask, and we will give that information to them.
We sat down with the Grundy County mayor more than a month ago and brought the new law to his attention. But as of today, there's still no published agendas, and the only place we can find that tells the citizens when certain meetings are going to happen is the local newspaper. So we called him again. This is Jakai Spikes, the reporter for News Channel 9.
We have zero access to the website. We have to go through local government.
And even though other counties have made it happen, Grundy County Mayor Michael Brady says they just aren't equipped.
If you want us to do this, give us a place on the state website.
The Tennessee Coalition for Open Government says if these agendas aren't readily available, taxpayers have a hard time knowing what's going to be discussed or decided in their own hometowns.
We should have all of that information. The entire county should have that information readily available.
Jakai Spikes.
The county still has not responded to myself or other concerned citizens.
These residents say they represent more than 100 of their neighbors who weren't able to voice their concerns about homes being built on this plot of land.
They've given us documents and records saying that we've approved this.
We're not overly shocked. We're disappointed, though.
Residents tell me that they've already seen crews starting to begin work. With that being said, you guys can see right behind me bulldozers on the site. So we went ahead and just asked the city of Varnell, do these crews have permission to go ahead and start working? The city of Varnell told us that these crews have the green light to start working on stormwater projects for a new subdivision. This is the permit for the stormwater work, which gives the go-ahead for work to start here. Randy and Chris feel as though the county government lacks transparency and even violated this act, which states an agency may not hold a meeting without providing due notice of the time and place, a preliminary agenda, and the publication of summary and final dates. The date on the county's website listed the meeting date as April 20th, but it actually took place on April 27th.
And when that gets cut off, then there is a feeling of unfairness.
We asked a political science professor at UGA, did Whitfield County and the city of Varnell violate the Open Meeting Act?
There's no evidence that this was a result of an attempt by one, the city to foreclose their participation, or secondly, to mislead individuals. It's just a mistake.
A Whitfield County spokesperson admitted the website date was an error, but said the date was correctly published on their agenda, which was posted 24 hours in advance.
The public has to assume some responsibility for checking these things out.
We're right to, ask for our voice to be heard and for the people of the community's voice to be heard.
From Whitfield County, I'm Jakai Spikes, News Channel 9.
My customer deserve that.
Karima Solano Chalo was living in the U.S. for years, running this popular restaurant off Rossville Boulevard. That's before she was detained and deported to Mexico by ICE. We asked her to replay the moments that led to her deportation.
This lady, when she saw my passport, immediately, when she saw my passport is from Mexico, she is smiling, with a little madness in her eyes. And she said, you know what we call ICE? I say, okay, do it.
According to Walker County Sheriff Steve Wilson, Solano Chala was on ICE's radar before the traffic violation. But you weren't aware that you were on ICE's radar before?
Not before.
Ms. G says that by the beginning of March that this sign will no longer be here. That's because a new owner is taking over the restaurant and Ms. G's family will be joining her in Mexico.
A customer, they will expect we have a new owner, new faces. So I hope they they keep the recipes because we stay in touch with this guy.
Solano Chalo says living in Mexico has been difficult, especially considering the recent unrest.
Well, right now, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe at all.
The U.S. Embassy just lifted a shelter-in-place alert for visiting Americans.
There's a lot of things on the road. It's just driving. You can see a lot of accidents.
Even though travel will return back to normal for Americans, Karima Solano Chala says it's not the same story for those who live in Mexico. Reporting in Chattanooga, I'm Jakai Spikes, News Channel 9.
The people here know more about PFAS than you could ever give them a little lecture with your little slideshow.
Tonight was the public hearing for Murray County residents who came out to voice their concerns with the Vanguard bioenergy plant in Chatsworth.
Y'all misrepresented this whole issue. Y'all said it was for agriculture, and that's the reason y'all got in on the agriculture deal. But I got access to the state paperwork. There is no agriculture. Every bit of it's industrial.
Someone did not advise you very well before you showed up looking like you do, trying to tell these people that they're going to love having this in their county, in their community, where they grow their food, where they raise their children, where they have lived for generations and generations.
And as you all can hear, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene had some strong words for Vanguard bioenergy plant.
But this is what these people are tired of. Sick and tired of it.
The meeting started off with a presentation from the company.
We bring about 5 to 6 jobs, full-time jobs to the area. During the construction phase of the project, there's up to 100 jobs that come with one of these projects.
Experts who represented the plant showed the renderings of what the plant would look like and tried to convince residents it could be beneficial for their community.
We will never accept biosolids or sewer sludge. We'll never accept pharmaceutical waste. We'll never accept hazardous waste.
However, the majority of attendees disagreed. Many began booing and telling them to pack their luggage and leave.
Folks, please, we have to get this done. Thank you.
They claim this plant will contaminate their families and impact their health in a bad way.
And that's what scares me as a registered nurse, is that we don't know what batch is going to produce what kind of chemicals.
We asked Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene for a one-on-one interview after the meeting, but her representative declined our request.